Well, game two between North Alabama and Austin Peay is set for a 7:05 first pitch. The Lions are looking to ride some momentum after the game won 9-2 thrashing over the Govs. Benjamin Ray, Grant Wakefield, Chase Glover here on Around the Diamond pregame show, getting you set and ready for this final weekend of the year. Tournament starts next week. We don't know what's in store for the Lions. We'll learn even more after tonight's ball game. But, fellas, it was a very impressive win for North Alabama yesterday. And, Chase, I think what is most impressive is just kind of kept that foot on the gas pedal as the game went on.
Yeah, I would say that's most impressive, but I've also got to give a shout-out to our guy, Greg Larnard, from last night. The most impressive was him picking Petey Kraska to go off last night. But, yes, even in late in the innings, Austin Peay had a lot of guys on third base, chances to kind of get that score a little bit closer, and then finally that nail in the coffin, it kind of felt like, from Petey Kraska late on to hit another bomb, put the game kind of out of reach, and then finish out the game.
The offense was on full display, Grant, because you had the home runs from Petey and Millard, but then you also kind of had some small ball play. You had 2 hits apiece from Dylan Coleman and Nash Ripp, and there you are, the power bats.
Yeah, and you see right there, Will Millard just smoked the homer. That's what got it going for North Alabama, and we talked on the show yesterday that hitting is contagious, and even with maybe some big shots like Millard and Kraska had, you still had some guys just get up, put the ball in play, and what we always say, put the ball in play, good things will happen. In North Alabama, offense was rolling 1 through 9 yesterday.
Overall, 11 hits for the ball game. And Chase, this win, 17 ASUN wins. It just continues to extend what's an historic season.
Yeah, it's we kind of talked with head coach Jad Pragniak on Around the Diamond on Tuesday about it. It's just year after year since he's been here, this program has just elevated. They've leveled up in overall wins and conference wins. They do it again now. It's not by much so far. They still have a chance to add a couple bit more, but 16 last year to 17 this year, that's still a step up in this program. And like Coach Pragniak mentioned, it was like it's still good to see, even though it's marginal, to still see that program elevate.
All right, guys, let's talk about him. Petey Kraska, May Mayhem, the May Bomber, 2 home runs. He's hit 5 home runs in the month of May, and it's just something about the calendar flipping to May that turns Petey Kraska's bat on fire.
Yeah, it really is, and it seems like a switch flips, like you were saying, and at some point, UNA's played 5 home games in the month of May, and he's had 5 home runs in 5 games, and he just multiple home runs. The first one, an absolute moonshot. The second one got out of here in a hurry as well, and he's seeing the ball well, and then we were talking like we were on Around the Diamond with him. It was just trusting the process, like he was saying with Coach Nick Patton, and getting in the cage, putting in work, and you're seeing the successes of that here late.
Last year, 5 of his 7 home runs came in the month of May, Chase. This year, what is it?
5 of 11.
5 of 11. So quick mental math. 10 of his 18 home runs coming in the month of May. I mean, that's unreal.
I was more of an English guy, so quick math there. I'm proud of you there. But, yeah, May Petey is a real thing, and we saw it against Bellarmine in Game 1 there. And it might be May Friday Petey this year, because Fridays have just really done well for Petey Kraska, just hitting the ball, seeing the ball well. Can he translate it to today and to tomorrow? Well, actually, that was a Thursday. I'm sorry, guys. Weekend is
Friday
off for
game.
It technically Friday. We're going to call it Friday regardless. But Petey Kraska just through and through one of the better hitters on this team, and it is insane to say that he's behind 2 guys basically on the lineup.
And what I love most about Petey is the attitude that he brings out there, and I don't mean a bad attitude kind of dude. He's got that baseball swagger where he wants to punish the ball, he wants to beat you, and he got that bad guy baseball feel to him with the way he steps into the box.
Yeah, he does. He tries to swing and put a good swing on every one of them. The second Bellarmine game, I was sitting in the stands, and every time he would swing, he would hit his back with the bat in his backswing the whole time. So, like, he's swinging very, very hard on every ball. But like we were talking yesterday, he seems to be locked in. You had that kind of run-in with him yesterday. We've seen his social media posts as well. He seems to be dialed in this weekend.
There were so many signs that it was going to be Petey's night. I think we were all a little afraid to pick him yesterday.
Except for Greg.
Except for Greg. And then we also thought Will Millard would be our player of the game.
Yep. That was my guy.
He was really good. He was your pick yesterday. He kind of got overshadowed by Petey, but it was Millard, the catcher, who set the tone early on.
Right, I'll add to that. I think Will Millard has had several successful nights in a Lion uniform so far this year, and somehow, some way, a teammate has always kind of overshadowed it. But I don't think this game gets going without Will Millard last night. What is your stat, Ben? Is that 7 of 10 now? Is that what it's leveled up to? 7 of 10 of his home runs have taken the lead or tied the game, and he's just a big-time player. It feels like when the moment's never too big for the guy behind the dish for the Lions.
And you heard like the reaction from the dugout after his first home run. They exploded. You saw the celebration right there too. So that got the whole team fired up as well. And that really was just the launching pad of what last night was for North Alabama.
We like to take you behind the scenes of our broadcast on ESPN, and Given Hammonds is doing a fantastic job on the sideline here during baseball season. And we're going into the 8th inning. We're talking about who's going to be player of the game. We kind of start having those conversations. The final 3 innings, 2-3 innings. They got to build a graphic. We got to sort it out. Sometimes, hey, we're going to have to wait and see. We don't know yet. Basketball, football, you kind of know early on. But sometimes it's, hey, who's going to have the big moment? So we'd settled on Will Millard. And then Petey hits that just final home run, the 3-run bomb. You guys had to change your player of the game. Gibbon had to rewrite questions for Petey. So it was pretty cool to see kind of some fun behind the scenes.
And I thought my player to watch was going to be the winner. I was celebrating with the guys in the truck thinking my guy had won. And then Petey comes up, hits a big home run. Nonetheless, we'll take it, though.
Just how dangerous this lineup is. So from the offense to the defense, and Chase, we should have had some plays on SportsCenter Top 10.
Yeah, I was actually very upset to wake up this morning as early as I did after that late-night game and not see Wes Walker, not see Bryant Loving. Because I remember the Bryant Loving one vividly because I was like, man, that ball's over Nash Rippin's head. And then out of nowhere, Bryant Loving just comes in flying, catches it just right here. You're about to see it, just catches it left-handed, just on the go. And even the camera person lost who got it because of how great that catch was just on the move. But these 2 plays and then multiple other ones, we don't even see Justin Santoyo right there. I heard the call from you, Ben, the green goblin, green glove.
Green goblin.
Green goblin that you call him. It looked like the glove had turned gold at that point during the night. He had a great stop on the hot corner. So just overall, one of the best defensive performances I think I've seen from UNA this season.
So we submit those to ESPN to go on SportsCenter Top 10, and it helps if you put little bios in there. And the more people that do it, the better. Mike and I kind of do it in the office whenever we can, and Mike Ezekiel, that is. And I think we both left this out. So let's see here, the 1-2 Wes, that was a full count final out of the 5th inning.
Yep.
The 1-2 Loving, full count final out of the 7th inning, I believe.
It was huge.
Just multiplies those even more with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, because I believe they had somebody on third base at that point. Cole Johnson hits a big one from Gavin Oswald, and you're looking at this ball. And I think even Coach Roland Fanning mentioned at his post-game presser was that if those balls were at Raymond Hand Park, those balls are gone. And so seeing it here, just a miraculous catch that ends an inning. And again, at that point, I think the game was 6-2. You get a couple of those guys across. You're talking about a 6-4 game and breathes life into this Govs team. So great catches by both those guys.
So from the hitting to the defense, it was all clicking the pitching. And 2 guys threw yesterday. Justice Augusto didn't go deep. Gavin Oswald finished it off. I think he should get the win and the save in that situation, but how phenomenal were those 2 seniors?
Yeah, they started off in both their final appearances, more than likely their final appearances here at Mike Delane Field at Bank Independent Stadium, and they were rolling. They had a lot of the off-speed was rolling, the fastball was rolling, and really Justice Augusto, he didn't go deep into the ball game, but he set the table. He put North Alabama, the offense, in a good spot to where they could get runs and could give him the lead, and were able to work with that.
And I'll add this too. He kind of got touched up a little bit with some good hits, but the way Augusto, definitely this season on the mound, but especially last night, was able to work out of a lot of jams. Guys at second, guys at third. I remember one inning, I believe, he had a leadoff double hit on him, and then there was a bunt that popped up that you see Augusto chasing down the third base line to make the play, and he was just able to work out of a lot of jams that, and other circumstances could have been easy runs for the opposing team.
If it is their final appearance here, we tip our cap to both of them. 2 quick notes on both of those young men. Augusto had his family in the stands. They rented a van, drove down from Langhorne, Pennsylvania.
That's right.
12 hours. Do you know the full story, Chase?
I know that Augusto told us that they'd rented a van, a 15-passenger van, and just loaded up as many people as they could. I think the grandmother was in there, the mom was in there, siblings galore, and they're staying somewhere in 7 Points in an Airbnb. But they drove all the way through the night. He said his dad had been recently working nights, so he's been kind of changed over to that time where he could drive all the way throughout the night. No stops, from what I understand, like no staying in a hotel or anything, and just drove all the way to Florence, Alabama.
Pretty remarkable. And then post-game, Gavin Oswald, team captain. I'm down on the field. We're just chatting. I'm walking off, and they're setting up the cages. Tyler LePage, Tate Nunley got in some swings after the game, which is remarkable. But who helped them set up the cage? Big Daddy, the Iron Lion, Gavin Oswald. That's why he's a captain.
Absolutely. He leads the team, and he's one of several leaders on this team in his final season, and he's really made a big impact. And another thing right there, his family, they took a picture on the mound I think after you had walked away, but after the game, his family came and took a picture with him on the mound in what could be his final appearance as well.
Man, the kind of young men you root for, the kind of young men with great stories, and the young men that have North Alabama in position to do something special. We got 2 more games at this regular season, and the stakes are as high as they have ever been for UNA baseball. When we come back, we'll tell you what the Lions are playing for here on this Friday and Saturday night to wrap up the regular season with the ASUN tournament coming up next week down in DeLand, Florida. We'll be back on Around the Diamond pregame show. They are already in the stands for a 7:05 first pitch. The buzz, the excitement, it's sky high for North Alabama. It's game 2 on a Friday night. We don't know what day of the week is when a series gets moved back a day or up a day. So Friday night, 7 o'clock, game number 2. 3 games remaining in this regular season. And guys, Chase, it is pure chaos in the Gold Division.
It's still, now you got a 3-way tie for first. You got Lipscomb, Central Arkansas, and now North Alabama. North Alabama took game 1 last night, of course, but if you weren't paying attention to other people, Central Arkansas took the first game from Lipscomb last night behind their amazing pitching duo in Denver Hamilton and Hunter Alexander. Shut down Lipscomb 4-1. And now that creates a 3-way tie. And Austin Peay still has a chance that he can still move up a little bit. I'm not sure if they can move up to second anymore. I believe it is only to third unless something catastrophic happens. But they most likely are locked in to that number 4 spot.
So now what are we playing for? Well, Central Arkansas and Lipscomb are underway right now. We'll check the scoreboard later. We don't want to look right now, but Grant, the scenario is still the same for North Alabama.
Yeah, North Alabama has to go out, and you see it right there on your screen. They need a Central Arkansas series win over Lipscomb, so we need the Bisons to at least take one up in Conway, and then UNA needs to sweep Austin Peay. And it's a jumbled right there, but like we've said all night last night too, right? It's day 1 task at hand, right? And we focus on just the thing that is right in front of us, and that's game 2 here tonight.
So for UNA fans' sake, let's just say you're probably pulling for Lipscomb in Conway today, right?
Right, yeah, you are pulling for Lipscomb. Lipscomb's best pitching comes on Friday night start, so last night would be Thursday night, would have been their best pitcher in Genus. Now they kind of get into more of their bullpen rotation on the later games in the series, and so, but you're hoping that they take this game today and then Central Arkansas takes tomorrow's game.
So a lot on the line, trying to win our first regular season championship, I think in nearly 20-plus years. I think what we figured out, 05 or something not too long ago. I got the note on one of my devices, one of my pieces of paper. I still hadn't got everything set up for pregame yet. Yeah, we don't remember everything. Sometimes we've got to write stuff down to keep it fresh. All right, guys, so that's what the team's playing for. We still have some individual records that could fall, and who's going to break the home run record? Nash Rippon, Dylan Coleman. Is Petey Kraska going to hit 6 more home runs in the month of May to get onto this list? But we've still got a fun chase to wrap up this season.
Yeah, I'll add. I mean, you can never really count. I was actually going to say it earlier. You can't count out Kraska. It feels like, man, he's kind of way too far out there. But I mean, he hit 3 home runs in a game already. So like, what can he do? But I will say this: there is a certain birthday today. Is today his big day? Nash Rippon turns 23 tonight. So maybe it is his golden day, and he might finally break it.
And the irony of it all is they both went combined 4 hits, 4 singles yesterday. So we're all on the edge of our seats bracing for home runs. And what are they doing? Getting on base.
Yeah, they're just continuing to roll offensively, and it just goes to show you how good of an offensive season you have. It doesn't have to be all home runs. If you're getting on base and you're driving runs in like those two are, it's still a great offensive year, and they're still in the hunt for that home run record.
What we count up? 81 home runs now as a team?
81. They hit 3 last night, so it was 78, and like you said, blowing away the ASUN lead in that this year as well.
We'll talk some more home run hitters. We'll make our picks for game number 2 when we come back. North Alabama and Austin Peay. You still got time to come out to the park. Nothing to do on a Friday night. Come on out to the mic. Check it out, especially if you haven't been here yet. 2 games left to come enjoy it, and then we'll cheer the Lions on down into Land, Florida. We got a shot at a regular season championship, but you got to win tonight against a very talented Austin Peay team. We'll talk about game 2 more in depth when we come back. It's around the corner. This is Around the Diamond pregame show. Back with you one final time here on Around the Diamond pregame show. Benjamin Ray, Chase Glover, Grant Wakefield in the house. Game 2 of this weekend series between the North Alabama Lions and the Austin Peay Govs coming up from Mike D. Lane Field at Bank Independence Stadium. Guys, it's time to kind of talk about our picks for the game. But first, yesterday we've been talking all year. You've got Nash Rippon, you've got Dylan Coleman, first pair of teammates to hit 10-plus home runs. Then Wes Walker made it the first time to have 3 players with 10-plus home runs. Yesterday, we wondered if Will Millard and Petey Kraska would join them in the double-digit home run club, and they did, and then Petey had to one-up Will.
Yeah, he did, and we thought that race, it's kind of remarkable to see how many guys have hit 10-plus home runs. You've got 5 for North Alabama, and we kind of thought, okay, could Petey go first? Could he be the next one in double digits? Then it was Will Millard who got the first home run yesterday, then Petey jumped back in front. So it's a tight race, and like we were talking with a home run record, could we see Kraska or Millard sneak onto the all-time list before the year's over as well?
It's been quite a ride watching these guys bash the baseball, and it's time to pick our Lions to watch. And we voted during the break. Grant's going first here tonight. Grant, who is your Lion bat to watch? It doesn't necessarily have to be a bat.
Okay, I'm going with my original pick for what was yesterday. Before I flipped to Will Millard, it was Jackson Westmore. He's the table setter. He's at the top of the lineup. He did go 0 for 2 last night, but a big stat for him, 3 walks and 2 runs scored. So he just gets on base, and he's one that you like to have in that leadoff spot. And in ASUN play, he's hitting .438 as a leadoff hitter as well. So he's big at the top of the lineup to get you to those big bats in Petey Kraska and Dylan Coleman.
So we make these little flip cards every single game that they kind of have nuggets of all the guys who are going to play, stats to talk about, talking points. Can I just tell you guys, every time Jackson Westmoreland comes around, I go to the top of my sheet because he's the leadoff guy. So I always look for him first. I can't remember baseball numbers for some reason. I go all the way down and find number 12. So I always get lost looking for him. But I think that's a very good pick. Chase?
Are we only limited to one? I'm going to assume we're only limited to one.
You can always do an honorable mention.
Okay. Good, because I want to go with, you mentioned it doesn't have to be a bat. I'm going to go Tripp Patterson. I think Tripp Patterson, he is, as of late, when he's joined that second game starter role, he's kind of been going deeper into games, and that's what Jad Pragniak's really talked about is like the longer Tripp goes, the better it is for our bullpen. Definitely when you're trying to get a sweep or a series win on Sunday, it is very important to have that. And last weekend, Tripp Patterson went, I believe, 7.2 innings. I was hoping I wanted to call coach myself and say, hey, like let him finish the game. It was 89 pitches, I think it was, but they pulled him for Tyler Rice, and just a wonderful game from him. He went deep into the game, and I think if he can do that here again today, the Lions can be pretty successful. And then an honorable mention, you already kind of mentioned his name. I'm going to go with TLP. Tyler LePage pulled out the turtle last night, getting some hits in. He went 0-4 yesterday. Maybe we'll have a bounce-back game here tonight.
Okay, so I did not expect you to go that direction. So it is wide open for me, which has made it a little more difficult. But you know what? I'm going to go with Dylan Coleman.
Okay.
The former statesman, the former Fighting Ochre, now a Lion. 2 hits yesterday. All of a sudden here, he's got 5 straight multi-hit games, 6 multi-hit games in 9 May games, now 16 hits in the month of May. So the power's not been there in May for him. He just has 1 home run in the month, but he's still getting on base. We like to throw that money ball term out there, right? So I'm going to ride with Dylan Coleman. I think one's going to fly out of the park for him tonight. So since that's the 3 we picked, it's going to be someone else, right?
Yeah. Well, actually, last night we were dead on. Maybe we just need to call Greg and see who he's going to choose tonight, and that's probably going to be the person who's on.
So, and then something to watch out for with Austin Peay. First of all, Big Tex, Cole Johnson, 2 for 4 yesterday, a pair of doubles. He's done nothing but hit UNA pitching over the years.
Yeah, he has, and he has been very, very good against UNA. And like you mentioned with Wes Walker, that ball was smoked that he had out there that Wes Walker caught, and that could have been a game-deciding play. Again, the great defense from Wes Walker, but he comes up in big moments, and when he makes contact with it, it's kind of like these UNA hitters. You don't know where it's going, but you know it's hit hard.
They had 9 base hits yesterday, and they ended up going 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position. So on one hand, tip your hat to the UNA pitching and defense for stepping up. But that's scary because they were very close to changing that ball game.
Yeah, and I actually watched the Austin Peay press conference last night, and Coach Roland Fanning mentioned that a lot. He's like, if a couple more balls drop, this game's totally different early on, and there's a lot more pressure late in the game. It doesn't feel like it's such a far-out game for UNA to just run away with. So, like, they were really close. Austin Peay, again, I believe they're the 3rd best batting team in the conference, 4th best overall. They got great bats. They're all up and down the lineup. This team is extremely good, so they're never really out of a ball game.
That's right. So it should be a fun one here tonight. And before we go, Chase, you've got a nugget on their starting pitcher tonight.
Yeah, I found it the last time. At Austin Peay, Gavin Oswald came in the Friday night game. He pitched 8 strikeouts, and I was like, oh, man, what's his career record? He's been at Wichita State. He's been at a Mineral Area College as well. So I was trying to look that up. He threw like 11 or 12, whatever, at some other college. Not UNA, but it was a career high at UNA. But while I was looking it up, I saw that on his same team, Mineral Area College, was Riker Walton, who's going to be the starting pitcher for Austin Peay tonight. Is usually their Game 2 starter. And when I talked to Gavin one day, I said, hey, like I noticed that Riker and you were teammates. He goes, not only that, we were roommates.
Wow.
So him and Riker, and I asked him a little bit about that game. Gavin Oswald helped win Game 1 against Austin Peay. And I said, hey, what was it like Game 2, sitting there watching your former roommate pitch? And he goes, well, like, it was good to watch Dylan and Nash just absolutely crush him, but at the same point, I kind of felt bad for him. But then I went back because now these are my teammates, and I want to win the game. But, man, it was, like, good seeing him do good, but I didn't want to cheer for him. And he says so many emotions. It was good to see him doing so well, but at the same point, loved seeing the Lions win even more.
That was a pretty spot-on Gavin Oswald impersonation right
Wow.
there. I could totally hear him talking like that. All right, fellas, it's going to be a fun one here tonight at the mic. Come on down when the lights drop down and we're playing baseball underneath the lights. It is the best atmosphere in college baseball, definitely in the A-Sun. If not, Grant and I will have you covered on ESPN Plus tonight. Brandy G is directing. Chase, as always, your official statistician tonight. Don't send him your complaints. He's not going to have any.
I won't.
All right, guys, 7:05. Let's do this. Lions have 2 games left. Still in the hunt for the Gold Division regular season championship. Still playing for seeding. We're also watching how Central Arkansas and Lipscomb fare over in Conway. Can't believe we've reached this point, but we'll see what happens tonight. Thanks for tuning in. We'll talk to you in a bit. Hope to see you at the park. Roar Lions.